Prime Minister Justin Trudeau made a brief visit to the Okanagan today. He spent some time at a daycare, at a farm, and here at the BC Tree Fruits production facility. Reporters were told beforehand that he would not be taking questions, and they stuck with that plan. Trudeau spent about 45 minutes touring the plant and its production facility. He took a lot of time to stop and speak to employees about what they're doing. And then, once he had finished touring the facility, he went into the shop where members of the public were surprised to see him.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi.
What's your name?
I'm Kim.
Kim? What's your name?
Ellen?
Ellen, what are you getting today? For the fruit to go?
Yeah, I'm to get cherries too.
Can't get cherries too? Okay,
Yeah.
well, we'll get out of your way.
Okay, it's just a little over.
It's a little much.
Nice surprise.
What's your name? Chris. Chris, nice to meet you. Well, thank you so much. See you guys.
Yeah, enjoy your stay.
What's the purpose of a stop like the one he did today, where he goes to 3 places and a pretty tight agenda? What's he trying to accomplish with a visit like this?
Well, I mean, he's trying to connect with Canadians, right? So whenever a prime minister from any party can come to your community, it's a big deal. And I don't think as a prime minister he needs to come and do big. He wants to talk to regular people doing regular things to find out what they're thinking and what needs to be done, from a policy perspective, to make their life better.
So he also met with some people who were connected to the Liberal Party and discussed some serious issues. So it did go beyond photo op?
Yeah, he met with the agricultural sector. He met with, he was out in Lake Country, and if you remember back when I was the MP, there was a fairly big investment, I think $6 million into the Boys and Girls Club for a community center out in Lake Country. It's up and running, and it's a big deal for that community, so he went out to have a look at that, to see where some of this federal support goes. Again, he met with the agriculture center, and yeah, one thing along the way of his movement from one end of the Okanagan Valley to the other was he had lunch at Redbird. That's where I met him. He connected with the EDA, the Electoral District Association, to talk a little bit about, what they're seeing on the ground. That's all part of politics and what you do as an MP and as a Prime Minister.
So you took a moment to impress upon him the importance for funding more improvements at YLW.
I did. That's a big thing, not just for Kelowna and Lake Country, but for the whole south central part of the interior of British Columbia. I mean, YLW is the biggest game in town from Vancouver to Calgary. It's not the only airport, but it's the biggest game in town. And we need a new terminal, and that's going to require big funding. I think it's close to $80 million. So we need federal funding. We need all sorts of support for that to happen. And I know he's heard it from other places this morning. I think Sam Samadar got a chance to talk to him about it briefly as he was getting off the plane. And I wanted to backfill him on some other things because Sam only had a little bit of time with him, and just to reinforce that we need support for that.
This event, when you look at his agenda, it's very, very sparsely written, so that the general public doesn't know exactly where he might be. Is that a sign of the times that they wouldn't want everyone to know exactly where they're going to be, or is it something particular for Trudeau right now? If he lets everyone know where he's going to be, it's going to turn into an ugly protest.
I mean, that's possible, but I think it's more of it was detractive from what he's trying to achieve. If everyone knew he was going to be at Redbird, I doubt that he would have had the same type of connection that he actually had at Redbird or Lake Country, for example. If everyone shows up and he can't connect with the folks there to see how that went, what was good, what was bad, how's it working, that experience disappears when you get mobbed by people. So I think it's less about trying to hide what's going on and more about this particular visit was that type of connection, and that's really the only way you can achieve it. Social media, within 5 minutes, if it's out, the Prime Minister's at Redbird, how many people do you think would be down there for one reason or another? Probably lots.